Hey there, happy to be together again. Now, as you know, we usually focus on using storytelling in business in these videos. No matter your work, no matter your role, storytelling will make you better. But today, we're talking about stories on a more personal level. A reminder to never underestimate what a story can do and how you, taking the time to tell just one simple story, could powerfully impact the life of the person you tell it to. And at the end of this video, and I don't usually do this, I'm actually going to challenge you to take action. So let me explain. As you may know, in August of 2018, we relocated our family from beautiful, relaxing, warm, sprawling living in Phoenix, Arizona to a 3-bedroom apartment in Manhattan where we knew no one. And though the transition was actually much easier than you might expect, as parents, we were on high alert for any signs that our children were struggling with their new environment. We were also hungry for any evidence that indicated they were thriving. It was a very vulnerable time. Then one day we went to lunch with friends we'd met through the school. And at lunch, the dad said, "I have to tell you something. It's a small thing, but it's one of those things that I know as a parent I would love to hear." Of course, that thing was a story. The story was that the dad was in the school at drop-off that morning and saw my daughter's class walking into the school. And he watched as my daughter passed by in line, and then he heard another classmate from the back of the line call to her. And he said she turned around and waved and then waited to take the other student's hand, and they skipped down the hallway together. And I thought you would want to hear that, he said, that the kids know her and like her, and even when she doesn't know anyone is watching, she's really happy. He caught an inside glimpse of our child, one that parents don't often get to see, right there in the habitat of elementary school. And then he chose to tell us the story. And that small little story lifted a weight off of our hearts. I could just picture her in her pigtails and the pink bows she'd worn that morning, skipping and giggling down the hallway. It was a gift. So, what can we learn from this? What can you do with this information? You are the keeper of stories. These kinds of stories. We all are. We all catch glimpses of moments like these. Doesn't necessarily have to be a kid at school. They're easy to see and equally as easy to forget. But instead, what if you made it a practice to tell these stories to the people who would love to hear them? As cheesy as it sounds, you could lift a lot of weight off heavy hearts and fill the world with love. So here's my challenge to you. Think back to the past week or month. Was there a moment when you caught a glimpse of something easy to overlook or to forget about? Then, who? If you were to tell them the story, who would be filled with joy or pride or comfort in hearing it? Once you know that, go tell them. When each of us recognize the power we have and how little it takes to lift a piece of someone's burden with a story, we can change the world.